See, it's time to tell the truth and shame the devil for once. See, the reason why a lot of these passport bros like running overseas, hooking up with these women in third world countries is because they like suppressed women. They like suppressed and oppressed women. And see, a lot of these third world countries,
in every single aspect of the male and female existence is a complete opposition. What benefits the woman actually hurts the man, and what benefits the man hurts the woman.
They still stuck on these 1910, 1920, 1930, 40, 50, 60 laws where women really don't have rights, women don't have a voice. It's not because these women are better.
Women and men are not compatible and should not be together. And
this is why that's why everything has to be almost transactional.
It's not because those women are more traditional and softer and all this other stuff. No, those women in those third world countries don't have rights.
If you are going, it has to have some sort of benefit or transaction, but women are not getting benefits.
No, they're not. They're not.
Not even love.
And a lot of these little revenge of the nerd incel men like to hop in a little time machine with their passport. And, you know, just like in Family Matters, y'all know Steve Urkel.
Surprise!
For you guys that know my channel, you know that no Steve Urkel slander will be tolerated, not because of his behavior, but because of what he represented. But of course, what he represented has always been a problem, especially in this modern day environment. It's time to admit that Steve Urkel was a creep, per the Mary Sue. When I was 16 years old and still had a television, I remember flipping through the channels one Saturday afternoon and coming across Family Matters. It had been a minute since I'd watched the show, so I decided, black nostalgia, embrace me please. However, as I kept watching, I found myself cringing over and over again. Not only was the show not as funny as I remembered, but clutches black card close, Steve Urkel was really, really creepy. At that time, I didn't quite have the language for it, but now as an adult, I recognize that Urkel's behavior in that show is the same geek misogyny that Pop Culture Detective talks about in his video about the Big Bang Theory. Urkel's entitlement to Laura Winslow through the series is played for laughs, but in retrospect, it is a reminder of how differently we have come in what we recognize as harassment.
Everybody party!
When he used to say, "Hi, Laura."
Hi, Laura!
And then when he got in that machine and he turned into Stefan, had his chest poked out.
I never thought I'd say this in a million years, but...
But what?
I miss Steve Urkel.
Why?
Because he had feelings. He cared about people.
In every aspect, in every single aspect of the male and female existence is a complete opposition. What benefits the woman actually hurts the man, and what benefits the man hurts the woman.
It's interesting to be in a modern environment where young ladies are getting progressively more nihilistic about not just dating, but just being intimate with men. You're hearing this celebration of retreating from being intimate. Look at someone like Maya, where she's being celebrated for 7 years of celibacy, where if she had married her first love and had 3 or 4 children together, they'd have a beautiful family and she'd have a man loving on her. And you can hear in the clip with Laura that instead of having the cool Stefan, she just wants the guy that cares about her back.
That's it. I want Steve back.
That's what a lot of these incel revenge of the nerd men do.
Steve was an annoying, clumsy nerd. A man would have to be crazy to go back to that.
It's not hard to see that something is up in the modern day environment as growing numbers of not just millennial men, but men of all ages all around the planet are starting to refrain from either going out to clubs or simply chasing women.
Ashante. Got any cheese?
And as a response to this, you're starting to see the rise of things like 4B and decentering men as a kind of offensive tactic to counterbalance the, well, if men are going to quit on me, then I'm going to quit on men first kind of ideal. But in the age of quote unquote geek misogyny,
Yo, sweet thing.
where the guy that would have quote unquote hounded you like Urkel would have is now deemed as harassment.
Now sweat, my pet.
Then those guys are simply saying, well, you wanted the guy that you're trying to be celibate for so you can get your peace back, so why should I even bother? And what's clear is that those geek misogynists, quote unquote, are sorely being missed.
I never thought I'd be so glad to hear such an annoying sound.
Well, that's not very nice.
And the truth is, sleeping with a man does change you. That's the truth.
Yeah.
And so women don't want to accept that.
They don't.
Right? You can't deny that once a man penetrates you, your body will change. Your mind will change.
Yeah. And you sleeping with multiple men, this is the reason why women are mentally ill. And what I came to the conclusion
I believe that.
No, women really are mentally ill. Mm-hmm. So women want to keep saying that oxytocin is the love hormone. Love is not a chemical. What oxytocin really is a sedative.
Internalize the flatulation of the matter by transmitting the effervescence of the Indonesian.
It is a sedative that helps sedate women so that they can endure more pain.
If I may retain my liquids here for one moment.
When women sleep with men, oxytocin is released to put this woman in a state of sedation. And she, at this point, she is willing to accept things that actually cause the reason why men can't tolerate the stuff that women tolerate is simply because of oxytocin.
I'd like to continue the redundance of my quote unquote intestinal tract.
And then estrogen actually increases the effects of oxytocin, making women more susceptible to pain.
See, because to preclude on the issue of world domination would only circumvent, circumcise.
Men release vasopressin, which actually deters them from enduring pain.
The revelation that it reflects the aphrodisiac symptoms which now perpetrates the URKELs activation.
So women have connected the idea to love with their ability to endure pain.
In a dating environment where young ladies have lived freely in their early years and are looking to regain some measure of sanity, if you will, are referring to love in a painful way. And for guys that are looking to escape this kind of nihilistic dating environment, guys that exhibit quote-unquote geek misogyny, there is yet more ridicule.
Revenge of the nerd men do. They go overseas and they got their little $30, their little $40. See? You want to have a good time, do ya? Man, y'all lame, bruh. I'ma just let the truth be told. I know y'all gonna be whining and crying and you're backsliding down in the comment section, but hey, it is what it is, you know? You like women that don't have rights. And that's what y'all want to go back to. So the closest thing to going back in time is going to these third world countries. It's time to let the truth be told. You don't want to step your game up, you know, because these women over here in the West, they got more opportunities. They can do things for themselves, and y'all don't like that. So it is what it is, man. Y'all just weak.
Goodbye, Laura.
As an elder guy who not only fled the Western dating scene to try and find my own space overseas, but have been through my ups and downs of dating here as well, I'm speaking for a new generation or generations of men who are hearing young ladies refer to love and pain in the same sentence, saying that after years of being free with their sexuality, that they're going to lock it up so that no one can enjoy it. And for the guys that are being told that they need to become better and stop being lame in this dating market, it's falling on deaf ears. Why? Because for decades previous, guys have been told, if you get your money together, if you look a certain way, if you do certain things, you can get girls. And that remains true. But can you get their respect? Can you find someone that sees cooperation in a marriage and child rearing as something that's beautiful and not some sort of oppression or abuse that men are forcing on young ladies, and that the only freedom that these women have is to live their life free of any rules and to do as they please, when they please, with the men that they please? if that's what the young ladies want to do, as represented in this video by Laura, then guys that are the geek misogynists have very little option except to chuck deuces and going about their own merry way. You shouldn't miss those guys, but the fact that you do miss those guys says something. The problem is, it's a day late and a dollar short, and it's too far gone for those guys to turn back around. Because those guys know everything is waiting for them back home except respect. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment below. I'll catch you in the next video. Take care, guys.